Alright, let's talk purposeful power. ROG Strix G18. This is for the kind of person who doesn't just use a laptop, you depend on it. You want every session to feel immediate and capable, not tentative or throttled. You want a machine that doesn't just run what you throw at it, it owns it without hesitation, even when what you're throwing is intense. Before you go any further, check the current price and availability. Gaming laptops with this level of performance, storage, and refresh aren't quiet, but once people recognize the balance they actually deliver, they move fast. You didn't decide to upgrade because your old laptop quietly faded into obsolescence. You decided because every session began to feel like a compromise, settings you had to lower, background tasks you felt guilty about opening, long load screens that pulled you out of the moment. That's not just inconvenience, that's interruption of flow, and once you feel that too often, you know you're past good enough. The very first time you power this G18 up, that friction disappears. It's not just fast, it feels instant. Intel Ultra 9275HX doesn't just start tasks, it anticipates them. NVIDIA RTX 5070T with 12GB of GDDR7 doesn't just render frames, it anchors visuals with smoothness and depth. 32GB of DDR5 means your system doesn't pause to catch its breath when you stack activities. And that huge 3TB storage, with fast SSD and a docking bay, means you never feel like you're juggling space again. Imagine firing up a demanding AAA title and the world feels present instead of tentative. Motion feels confident and expressive on the 240Hz screen. You're not lowering expectations, you're meeting them exactly where you want them. Then imagine switching straight into creative, professional, or multitasking workflows. Files open, apps stack, nothing slows, nothing hesitates. This isn't a machine that copes, it's one that keeps pace with how you think. What really resets your expectations isn't just power, it's rhythm. Once you feel sustained flow instead of constant adjustment, other machines start to feel like they're always asking for mercy. You instantly notice every tiny delay, every micro hiccup you used to rationalize away. If this laptop has planted itself in your thoughts more than once, don't let hesitation become the reason you miss what you currently want. This is exactly the kind of upgrade people regret postponing, because every session afterward feels like a reminder of what they were missing. You might tell yourself this is more laptop than you strictly need. That thought evaporates the moment you stop thinking about performance and just use the machine like you actually live, fast, expressive, and unrestrained. Here's something most people don't expect: ownership changes behavior. Once your hardware stops asking for patience, your focus shifts from managing limitations to creating momentum. Games feel fluid, immediate, and immersive. Workflows feel responsive without hesitation. Storage feels spacious, not managed. Sessions feel natural, not compromised. Your system feels like an asset, not a bottleneck. It's not built for ultralight travel. And serious performance demands space and power. Eventually, the endless comparison cycle quiets down. You stop scanning specs and start appreciating what it feels like when hardware stays out of your way. Check availability, decide with confidence, and don't let this become another upgrade you delay until frustration becomes routine again.